We were great once. In seasons long forgotten, we roamed, free and wild. The salt from the sea winds in our very blood. The rain purifying our coats. Our hooves tempered by sand and grass and the rocks of the cliffs. They were ours, those cliffs. Only we were brave enough, powerful enough to ascend the rocky green peaks, to meet the birds and hear the tales they brought from across the water. That is what they told me of our past, our legacy, until the day that others came and took the cliffs for themselves. But this was not enough for them. They must conquer us as well, lest we seek to return home. To walk the cliffs once more, for they accept no equals, only subjects. I have long wished to feel for myself the salty wind stirring my blood, the driving rain urging me higher, but the birds no longer come, for there is no one left to listen to their tales. We've been bridled too long. I remember little of the early days. A wooden shelter, eating hay and apples. I remember praise for my beauty. They said that one day I would carry a great lady upon my back. I wanted to rage, cry out in indignation that one so great should be made to serve. But how could I, when this is all we know? One day late in summer, when the air was dry and crisp, he came. He said that I was finally to meet the great lady. I saw fire in his eyes, the kind that warms, not burns. I trusted him, for he saw me as an equal. We left in the pale morning light. For the first time, I was led beyond the gates. For the first time, I felt the salty sea wind stirring my blood. For the first time, I felt rocks against my hooves, welcoming me back to the cliffs. While he went to fetch the great lady, I waited for a bird to tell me a tale, but they did not know their audience had returned. He led her to me, and the great lady looked into my eyes. I trusted her, for she saw me as an equal. He told her of the care, the intention that had led to this moment, that she could ride me into her future and be reminded of his love. But the time was not yet right. I was led back through the gates to wait for her return. I thought often of the cliffs, felt them calling me on the breeze. But I also thought that it is not so bad to embody love for the great lady. Is that not, in its own way, greatness? The weather turned moist and cool. The leaves fell from the trees. He came to see me most every day. At first, he told me stories of the great lady, her passion, her wisdom. But as the leaves fell from their branches, I saw the fire in his eyes begin to dwindle. A day came when he said he must leave. He spoke of duty and of mistakes made. He said he would return with the great lady. But the fire was gone from his eyes, replaced by the kind of pain that one has upon waking from a blissful dream. When the flowers came to bloom again, he came with a different lady. This lady was cold, her eyes full of hate and subjugation. I did not trust her, or the evil in her eyes. Later, he returned without the malicious lady. He led me beyond the gates, up to the cliffs. He told me his tale of love, of the great lady, who saw me as an equal. He told me of his errors. I did not understand how so strong a love could fail. But the ways of the conquerors rarely meet with nature's sense. He did not notice that as he spoke, two birds sat in a far tree and listened to his tale. At last he took off my chains, wished me well, for the sake of the great lady, who would not have let me suffer. With tears in his eyes, he bade me farewell, as an equal. Now each day I return to the cliffs, free, to listen to the birds and their tales.